you guys just witnessed was the increase in population since 1950 to 2010, but we've made even bigger steps in the past 6 years. 7,404,976,783 people on Earth. That's an increase of 488,793,301 people. That's a lot of humans. Well, toddlers and preschoolers to be exact. Hello everybody, welcome to Did You Know Episode 4. In this episode we're exploring planetary confinement and all the awesomeness that comes with it. So, back in January of 2016, some Caltech researchers found something truly awesome. They found some evidence of an actual, real-life ninth planet. The Caltech researchers found evidence of a giant planet tracing as a bizarre, highly elongated orbit in the outer solar system. The object, with which the researchers have nicknamed Planet 9, it has a mass of about 10 times that of Earth, and it orbits about 20 times further from the Sun on average than Neptune does, which orbits the Sun at an average of 2.8 billion miles. In fact, it will take this new planet between 10,000 and 20,000 years to make just one full orbit around the Sun. Now, I just wanted to talk to you guys about the craziness that is Earth. It's said that by the year 2100, we will have 10 billion people on Earth. Now, that's insane to think. People are already going crazy that 5 billion was too many people. We're at 7.4, and honestly, if you ask me, we're going to hit 10 billion way before we think we're going to. Now, when we look out at space, we're looking back in time. The light arriving at our location and going into our eyes is billions of years old. We're looking at a version of that object, or that thing, or that planet, or that star. We're looking at that billions of years ago, but by the time it gets to our eyes, it's more or less dead. An interesting fact, actually, is that once they pointed the Hubble telescope at a small patch of just blackness, darkness in space, hoping to find something. And basically, after around, I think they left it for about 10 days, and what they got back was just remarkable. They were expecting nothing, and it was a really, really big sort of, there was quite a debate about it, because they were leaving something of that sort of caliber for 10 days, they could be using it for something else, but they decided that, you know what, let's literally shoot for the stars and see what we can get. And they were right. There was an abundance of galaxies, 3,000 to be exact, and they only knew about 2 of them. If you ask me, that's a successful task. Now, when I sit here editing this video and looking up information and researching, I just can't help but think. Now, we have, I look up multiple people talking about different things. Stephen Hawking saying that, Earth could die in the next 100 years, and other people saying that, we're going to explore and get to other planets in the next 100 years. And I just can't help but think, when does it start and when does it stop? There's all these speculations about whether or not the universe, just think how big the universe is. We don't know. There's no, I mean, there's measurements that you can take, like sort of yardsticks for the universe, but there's no complete idea of how big the universe is. There's thousands upon thousands and billions of galaxies, which we've only literally just scraped the bare minimum surface of. And I just cannot, you know, there's definitely no way I'll be alive, but won't it just be brilliant when things finally come to a not a close, but when we start to actually bring some light on, you know, the crazy things that happen in this universe. You know, kind of like if you've been watching a series for ages, you know, you've been watching it and you're on like series 9 or season 9, and you know, and it's that one final episode which just sums up almost everything, or maybe it leaves you with even more questions. And I just feel like that it's such an interesting topic, and some people, you know, I've talked to, and they just don't, they're not the sort of people that are interested in it. But I just think, how couldn't you? You know, and I think maybe they just say that because they don't. I mean, I know barely anything about this, but you know, I just think they don't know enough to understand it, or at least they understand it, but they're not bothered. But I just think it's such an interesting topic. You know, thinking about how far the universe will go. I mean, you're looking at these clips of just galaxies and Milky Ways and just the awesomeness. That's all it's just awesome. It's just so completely awesome. I know I'm rambling now, but I've just kind of got to get it out. And you know, they talk about the sun sort of expanding and exploding, and you just think that sun to us is just so big. And there's evidence, and there's people talking, and there's scientists that, you know, they talk about suns. Even that sun to us is so big, yet there's ones that are much bigger. You know, I think I can't remember off the top of my head. It was something like 100 times bigger than the sun we see. And you know, they talk about it expanding and just completely swallowing up our entire sort of galaxy or our solar system. And it just, not only does it amaze me, but it just, I feel like every time I just sit back and think about it, that I tend to give myself even more questions. Like, I have questions in my mind right now, but I just cannot wait until, you know, the next big thing comes, you know. And I feel like a lot of people feel like that, but I thought, you know, I'd just finally say it, because I don't say a lot of things that I probably should say. But yeah, you know, let's get on to some more cool stuff. Now, this next clip is sort of themed around the whole idea that in the next 5 billion years, the sun will expand and become a dwarf star. Now, I couldn't find the rights and the copyrights to this next clip. It seems quite old, so I just couldn't find any information on it. The YouTube video was just by a person. You know, if you go online, you just see those random videos uploaded. So if somebody that has the rights to this video comes along and sees this video, please don't, you know, sort of completely ban, or not ban the video, I mean, sort of claim it straight away. Could you just, if you message me, I'll just re-edit the video and upload it without this clip. But yes, enjoy this little clip. It basically just talks about how it will expand and what will happen to planets around it. And also, I just want to point out, this guy's commentary, the American guy, is actually really awesome, and the animations are actually pretty cool, so enjoy it.
We are coming from the deep, cold reaches of the solar system, flying in toward the sun, passing the orbits of Neptune and the binary pair Pluto and Charon. We are seeing our home system as it may look about 5 billion years from now. Looking closely, we see that something's gone dramatically wrong with the sun. Its fuel supply running low, our star now swells in size, becoming a red giant, engulfing the orbits of Mercury, Venus, and our Earth. The sun now goes unstable and puffs off shells of plasma and gas, eventually hurling outwards the components of what will become an immense fluorescent nebula for all the galaxy to see. What remains of the sun now shrinks down to become a dense, cold white dwarf star, the lonely cinder of the former planet Mars as its closest companion.
And that is all for this awesome video. If you enjoyed it, click that like button, and if you really enjoyed it, maybe you want to subscribe. And if you enjoyed this little a cappella cover of Star Wars in the background, go and check out NMC Cage in the description. He is the a cappella cover that did the Star Wars main title theme, which, if you ask me, I think it's awesome. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!